Welcome to Reality Exposed. Here are the biggest trading losses from day traders, investors, and WallStreetBets posts. Story 1. 8 most painful trading losses from WallStreetBets. 1. User, hate my darn job, loses $45,398. He hates his 9-5 job and wants to get out of the rat race by becoming rich from trading. He started with regular trading, and just as he switched to options trading, his account started to fall and he lost all his savings. Now he'll be able to upgrade his 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. job to a 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. job. Note from Op. This is for all the newbies who think it's a get-rich-quick scheme, from seeing the recent gains corn. Those people are literally 5-10 people out of 9 million of us. Not saying don't trade options, just be careful. Also, I'm a full-on degenerate. I bet 20 to 40k on combat sports at a time. 2. A newbie trader loses $59,905 on his first day trading GameStop options. This is a classic story of bad timing and GameStop stock options traders who suffered from GameStop's hyper-volatility. This person bought $90,000 worth of options that expire the next day, which is close to being a financial suicide. He posted his loss on March 11th, right at the peak of the second GameStop rally. 3. 18-year-old kid made $140,000 plus and quickly lost it. This kid got lucky and made $143,000 from a couple of grand he had initially. Then a classic story. Increased his position sizes and lost 88% of his crazy gains. 4. Jack loses $228,734 in a month and receives a sadly funny letter from Fidelity Bank. Imagine receiving such a letter from your broker, bank. We want to make you aware that last month, 39 trades were executed in your account and that the overall equity value of your account decreased by $2,228,734.60. Please consider reviewing your account statements to determine whether this activity is still consistent with your investment objectives, financial circumstances, and risk tolerance. 5. Memorable year in my life. 400k plus loss in a year. Won't go back to Robinhood. This poor trader posted his loss in November 2020. Which means that the S&P 500 gained over 50% 6 months prior to him losing almost $500,000. Yet he still thought it was the fault of his trading application? It's remarkable how consistent his losses have been when the overall market was rising like crazy. He could switch his strategy upside down and sell it for a good price. 6. My life is ruined. I'm officially bankrupt tomorrow. Lost 500k. This trader bet all his money on American Airlines, which was not a bad bet for the pandemic recovery. If he invested in actual stocks instead of stock options, which are way more volatile. Warren Buffett once said, "Diversification may preserve wealth, but concentration builds wealth." Apparently, this beginner trader thought he was still in the building phase with $500,000. 7. YOLO ed my second mortgage. 35k to 5 mil to 300k. So this trader apparently took out his second mortgage, turned $35,000 to $5.3 million trading GameStop options, and didn't cash out. Can you imagine that? He just kept trading all of it and reduced the $5 million to $300,000. Which is still big money, but, geez. When is it enough? If he invested the $5 million into an index fund, he could be generating over $300,000 per year on autopilot. 8. Down $1.1 million over the week. A trader with the username MingBearPig27 lost $1.1 million in a week, and everybody was cheering him up for having diamond hands, that he's not closing his position yet. He still had $379,000 to lose before he hit zero, so there was apparently nothing to worry about. Key takeaways. No matter how much money you make, it will never feel enough. Especially when it's just numbers on a screen and you don't have to lift heavy boxes to make that money. What are the 2 most common traits among all these losses? Greed. And absence of any exit strategy. Remember the old saying, if it's good enough to screenshot, it's good enough to sell and cash out. However, these are all problems of reckless behavior in a rising bull market. As the markets are starting to decline and a financial crisis might be on the horizon, a different set of problems arise. Story 2. Trading turns into an addiction. My name is Josh and I'm an addict. Over the last 10 years, I've traded tens of millions of dollars, potentially $100 million plus. I haven't actually done the math. I've made millions and lost millions, never actually having a 7-figure net worth. When I was 19, I lost $20,000 in SFX Entertainment, a company that filed bankruptcy. I knew that was my single biggest loss and I'd never make that mistake again. That was the start of my addiction. Fast forward 5 years and I had lost everything, $100,000 plus, chasing that initial loss and trading like an animal. Sometimes making $10 20k on a trade, sometimes losing $10 20K on a trade. Fast forward 5 more years, after saving every extra penny I could, my extra chromosome told me to put $50,000 in a crap coin created by some of the Dutch Bros coffee owners. I knew the status of these guys and didn't think they'd let their idea fail the way they did. I haven't realized the loss, but its value is $1,000 now and is the single biggest loss I've had on a single trade. This isn't counting the $100,000 I put in another crap coin that was worth $50,000 at the lows, but now worth about $80,000. I can't seem to get rid of this extra chromosome and sell and walk away. I like to think I'm not completely a regard. I read companies' financials and kept up with their 10Ks, and learned to chart, but always playing the highest risk has burned me. Just to think if all my trades went even 1% in the other direction, or if I just invested in FAANG, I'd be the millionaire I always wanted to be. It's too late for me, but it may not be for you. Story 3. Retirement wiped from Cannabis Stock. With my entire retirement account of $250K, I bought shares of Aurora Cannabis, ACB. I still hold those shares because I didn't sell for a loss as the price kept dropping. Today, that account is worth $1,500. My shares count exceeds the dollar value of the account. Story 4. Betting against Tesla. I've lost about $80K in the past year betting against Tesla. Opportunity cost. On this very day in 2012 I met 2 girls in a Starbucks. Helped them set up a Bitcoin wallet and sold them 20 Bitcoins for a total of $250. Story 5. What goes up, must come down. I grew my account from 2K to 28.5K and came back down to 1K. I now set up rules that I still break but am improving. Limiting my risk. And not over-trading, forcing trades because I am bored. Story 6. Lesson in day trading. What you have gone through is not the last time that this will happen. Day trading is really about mind rather than matter. You can have all the rules in place, but once in a while too much fear or too much greed will let you veer away from your process, resulting in a huge loss day. I had lost $45,000 in TSLA in 10 minutes in one of February end meltdown days. Since Jan of this year, TSLA was always buy the dip at the open kind of stock, and I made a good $20,000 doing that. But that one day it just kept flushing and I kept buying knowing it was wrong, and then finally hit the max loss with my prop. The next few days I kept hitting my max loss as I was going too big to cover everything in one day. Then I got an email from the founder which really got me to think that till the time I keep trying to make $45,000 back, I will not be able to trade. So, I sized down, set small daily targets, and then got back to my feet. The market has not been the same since then, so it was a good lesson learned. But yeah, as humans we will go through the emotions in trading as it involves money, so the idea is always to keep reminding yourself how you felt last time this happened and make sure you don't make yourself feel like that again, or at least make sure to keep the frequency low to be consistent over a period of time. Story 7. Short stories of losses and holds. 1. I was down $350,000. I believed in the stock. I held and 6 months later got it all back with extra. I developed a stomach of iron. I'm down like 20K now. 2. RIP 4/17 SPY 220p and oil tanker calls. And not knowing when to cut losses cause it should reverse any day now. Needless to say, I don't gamble like that anymore. Slowly making it back. 3. I'm down 2K on oil stocks. But I haven't locked in those losses, so it doesn't count. My portfolio is up 25% even with the oil carnage. 4. My father was down 20K on FedEx. He didn't sell during the corona crash and held. Now he's up 20K. From biggest loser to one of his biggest winners in the same year. 5. I had 20,000 United States dollars and lost 5,000 United States dollars in a week because I kept day trading, trying to time it as if I was trading Forex. This all happened when the tech sector started to plummet a few weeks ago. Lesson learned. Long term always prevails. 6. I lost 150K overnight in GTXI. 7. Lost about 30K in WAMU back in 2008. Never thought what happened could happen. Don't get me started on all the closed-door political BS that catalyzed the demise. 8. One word, Doge. Story 8. Short-term gains, long-term regret. So like many WSB degenerates, I made some insane money during the whole COVID fiasco. I think at one point I was plus 6,570K in around a 2-month period, and I didn't even time it perfect with the bottom like a lot of you guys did. Then about a month ago I decided to do some risky plays, the oldest story in the books. I got caught in the oil dip along with some other things and quickly lost 60K. I got to enjoy life-changing money, and within a very short period got to see it fall through my fingers. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more crazy stories.